Hello, Tim. Hello.
Let's assume that you can't easily find an antivirus. You don't want to install a new antivirus to detect something. I'm a big fan of using SysInternals auto runs. You can download auto runs from Microsoft. You can go to sysinternals.com, look for the auto runs program, download and install.
And when I
All right, so I'm gonna go over the deal flow now. Okay, so basically I broke it down to 15 steps to do it. I mean, of course, if we go micro in, we can find more steps than that, right? But the 15 are the 15 major steps. And I also break it down like, which part of it a virtual assistant will do, which part of it like either you or your acquisition person would do.
Right. Okay.
And yeah, so pretty much for like, especially for you right now, it's just you and the virtual assistant. And so, it's just the two of you. But later on, if you want to add in an acquisition person, you want to add in a salesperson, I probably would recommend for you to add in a salesperson, and you just continue to be that acquisition person for a while.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first step to it, like we talked about, I think a couple weeks ago or so, going on har.com, because it has the price reduced versus your MLS, it doesn't have the price reduced category leads, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and so that's the type of that's definitely the first type of property that I would focus in on, this price reduction thing, because whenever they reduce their price, there's some kind of motivation there,
right?
Versus if it's just a new listing. So I always start here first.
Okay.
So in your case, you select Dallas Fort Worth here,
Mm-hmm.
and if there's a specific county that you want to go after, so where you get less. But when you want to do a minimum of 2 beds and a minimum of 1 bath, so that way you get houses and not like lots and stuff like that.
I see. Mm-hmm.
And then the minimum price really doesn't matter. What matters more is the maximum price. Properties that are under 200,000, like especially in Dallas market, properties that are under 200,000, it's just the type of sellers they are. They're a lot more negotiable than the sellers above the 200,000. Like here in Houston, our market's a little bit cheaper than yours. So like the ones 150 and under, they're a lot more negotiable.
Okay.
Because they're generally like they're lower end homes, or lower, not like low end, not like ghetto homes, but generally speaking, they're lower end.
More cookie cutter, suburban, middle class, working class.
Exactly. So they're a lot more negotiable.
Okay.
Those are the main thing. The older the homes, the more repairs the house needs, the more negotiable they are. So like if you want to do, no more than like no less than 10 years old, right? So you can do that, and you can play around with this as you can. Like when I'm making offers, I don't really put in the year built because the price kind of takes out a lot of the year built issue. But I want you to play around with this and look at like which ones you're getting, more responses on versus ones that like
which ones am I getting what? You kind of had broke up on
more responses, like more like they're more willing to work with you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think you said responses and more willful.
More willing to work with you. Hello?
Hey, yeah, I'm here. I see Starbucks right across the street. I wonder if I should run over there.
No, it's not. Yeah, and any of the public Wi-Fi is going to be rough.
I see. Well, I'll remember that next time.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, yeah, just see which ones you get the most responses from and the most willing to negotiate.
Yeah, exactly. So you just play around with that. But yeah, typically, when I'm making offers, I mostly just focus on price, bedroom, and bath. That's and no new constructions. Okay. And then yeah, and then that's let's see here. And then you search, and then like here you get over 240 results. And then you go into each of these listings and you look at the condition, right? Is it good condition, okay condition, or bad condition? So so in this case, this looks like an okay condition. It's been repainted.
Right.
Looks like it has some granite, but you still see a lot of these old cabinets, old paneling, old tile counters here. Yeah. So so basically, and you would make the offers in this box here. So if you do the autofill, most of these will autofill for you, so that way you just put in the price. But basically, the VA is the one that would do that. Okay. And there are certain type of leads, for the reduce, you can just go directly on the website to do that. But if you want like other types of leads, like the back on market one, or the motivated, if they have the term motivated or handyman special, the ones that we save as a safe search in the MLS. Then you would have to export those, because you can't get those very easily here on HAR.com.
Okay, I see. So I'll have to export those from the MLS.
Right.
Okay.
And
so
then
I'll search it for this.
And when you export them, the main thing that you need is the MLS number. So that way the VA, they can just go on here and put in the MLS number, and it'll pull up that listing for them.
Oh, great. Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Yeah.
Dang. So yeah, in the Excel spreadsheet, just put basically maybe the MLS number, and that's it, or should I do property address and everything?
I do everything, because every offer that they make, you want them to track it in a spreadsheet anyways.
Okay.
So you just get everything about that property, but for their search is concerned, the MLS number is the most important thing for them.
Okay, great.
Right.
All right, I can do that. I can set that up back on market and motivated and special.
Okay. So yeah, so the virtual assistant will handle that, and then after they send out these offers, they're gonna get reply back through the email. So from there, they're gonna pre-screen the leads, run comps, find out if it's if it's a potential deal or not, and and if it's a potential deal, then they're gonna classify it as a hot lead. And so the virtual assistant's job here is to identify, is it hot or is it not, right? If it's not, it stays with the virtual assistant, and the virtual assistant will continue to follow up with the agent and try to get the price down. But if it's a hot lead, it goes to your acquisition person, or in this case, you,
Okay.
and then you decide whether or not it's a deal or not.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Okay.
and in my case, my acquisition person will consult with me if he's not sure.
Okay. I see.
Um, and then from there, we have our virtual assistant, or to be the main point of contact with the agent. So the acquisition person doesn't have to talk to the real estate agent at all. And, anything that they want to talk to the agent about, they can go through their go through the virtual assistant for that.
Okay. Okay.
Now, this is assuming you have, a virtual assistant that's good with making calls. This is not the same thing as Ashley. Like, Ashley can take it all the way to here.
Okay.
But in terms of negotiating with the agent back and forth and stuff, it's better if you have someone who's good with phone.
So yeah, no, I will hire that person next. Uh, I will have Ashley doing the data mining and building lists, and then the other person handling the phones.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah, and and you can if you, I mean, you can either hire them now, or you can do some deals out of this, so that way you understand the process well, before you hire someone to replace you out of that
Okay.
out of
Okay.
that position.
Uh,
Okay.
so,
All right. So let me see here. Yeah. So once you say it's a deal, the virtual assistant then will contact the agent. For the agent um, to write up the contract. Get the seller to sign it. Once it's ready to sign, the virtual assistant will notify you, and then you sign the contract. Okay. And then that's when you go out, take pictures of the property, make a basic list of repairs, so that way, when the buyers ask you about the property, like, you have some information to give them. Okay. Now you can go look at.
can I go back to 6
Okay.
contracts? Okay. Now with the contracts, earnest money, option period, and or fines, special provisions. Is there anything particular I need to be putting in those places?
Yeah. I always try to negotiate for $250 in earnest money, and $100 for a 14-day option, and 30-day closing. However, you might not get all of those things. So let's say they might accept $250 earnest money, but they only want to give you 10-day option instead of 14-day option, or they want you to close it in 2 weeks instead of 4 weeks, or 3 weeks instead of 4 weeks, or they'll take your option period, but they want you to put $1,000 in earnest money, or 1% of your offer price in earnest money. So all of that is negotiable, and so we work with them through that once we agree on a price first.
I see. And then always and/or signs though, correct?
Yeah. We always put in and/or signs. So we'll I mean, most agents don't even know what the heck that is, anyways. So they just ignore it.
Great.
But yeah, put in and/or signs. There's really, the option period is basically the time that you have to find a buyer, and if you can't find a buyer within that option period, you will renegotiate the price down, and if you can't renegotiate the price down, then you back out of the deal, and all you lose is that $100.
I see. That's great.
Okay.
That's great.
So that's really the main thing. That's really the main thing that you want to put in a contract, because that gives you that option and that protection to not lose more money than $100.
Cool. Got it. All right.
And now you can go look at the property before you get it under contract, but generally speaking, for me, we don't go look at the property until after we get under contract.
Right.
Because like using Google Street View, using the pictures on the MLS, that gives us a pretty good sense of whether or not it will be a deal for us.
Okay.
Now there are times when I do go, like if it's a funky property that I'm not sure, I will go out there, or my team will go out there to look it out, to check it out before we get it under contract.
Okay.
But yeah, generally speaking, we don't look at the property until after we get under contract, but sometimes we do. So it gives you an idea. Okay. All right. So once you get a property under contract, went out to inspect the property, before we send out checks, we will also run the deal by our VIP buyers and see how they respond to it.
You say before you send checks. Could you clarify what checks are?
The earnest money and the option fee.
Oh, okay. The earnest money and the option fee check. Okay, great. And then before you do, so once the contract is signed, you got it's signed and about to send out the money. You send it out to your VIP buyers.
Right. So if I'm if I promote it to my VIP buyers and I see like very little interest or no interest at all, then a lot of time I will just terminate the contract at this point and not send any checks.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
And your VIP's buyers list. Now, is that a select, like that's your cream of the crop when it comes to buyers?
Right.
Or?
People that have bought from us before.
Okay, great. Okay, got it. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they don't go on they don't go on our VIP buyers list until they have bought from us.
Okay. Awesome. All right, got it.
All right. And then now there are properties that our VIP buyers are not interested in it, but we still see this potential in it. So in those cases, we'll go ahead and send out the checks and proceed with the deal.
Okay.
So so we gauge that accordingly, like how likely are we able to get this deal, right? Make money on this deal. All right. So once the checks get sent out, that's when you do the email blast out. So if you have a salesperson, this is when they take over.
Okay.
If you don't have the salesperson, then the acquisition person can do this as well.
Okay.
So,
and you said you would advise me to get a sales guy?
Yeah, not right now, but once you get some deals going,
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree. No, I agree.
yeah, because in this process here, the selling part is the part that takes up the most time.
It does, Tim. Whoa. So, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so you're better off, focusing on doing more acquisitions,
Uh-huh.
and have someone else handle, the selling part.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So then, you're gonna blast out the deal.
Hey,
Um,
would you send me an email blast of, any deals that
yeah,
you?
yeah, yeah. I'll send it to you. It's very basic. Like, we don't do anything fancy.
Okay.
Um, because yeah, I try to keep it like not too many graphic stuff.
Uh-huh.
Um, and yeah, but I'll send you one of the deals so you can see it.
Okay.
And then let me see here. And then after we send out the email blast, the virtual assistant will take that we'll take that email, and use that same email and post it on Craigslist.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so that way, you know, yeah, um, yeah, so that way we also mark it on there, and then all the emails, the Craigslist ads, all of it has the salesperson contact information
Okay.
on there.
Email and the got salesperson.
Yeah. All right. So I guess maybe let me. Yeah. So the salesperson, show the property, um, you know, get a buyer to agree, and then and yeah, try to sell it to our buyers first. If they don't sell it to our buyers list, is when they'll reach out to other wholesalers and see if any of the wholesalers has a might have a buyer for us.
Okay. And do we deduct our price a little for them and let them
Um,
tackle?
yeah, well, generally speaking, yes. We'll let them know like what our lowest price is, kind of, and
Right.
and then have them, mark their price on top of that, and sell it to their buyers.
Okay.
If
Great.
if we just blasted it out and like we don't know if we have a lot of buyers or not, then typically we don't lower our price at all if it's still a new deal. So
Okay.
so the wholesaler would mark up whatever our asking price is that we're blasting out to our list.
Okay. All right. Great.
Yeah. But if we don't, if we blast it out to our list and we don't get much traction, then we'll lower down the price a little bit, and we give the wholesaler the lower price. All right. So, and then when we reach out to wholesalers too, I mean, this is also a great time to also see if they have, any deals, that we can sell to our list. So it's, the two things like go hand in hand with each other.
Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. I see. Uh-huh. So yeah, no, I can call some wholesalers today and just see if they have deals and send it to some of these landlord leads, right?
Right. Exactly. Okay. And you let them know too. You do the same for them. Whenever you have a deal, so that way they know it's a bilateral relationship.
Okay, great.
All right. Okay. So once so once we find a buyer, we collect earnest money. We normally we normally require at least $3,000 non-refundable earnest money.
Okay.
So what that means is that they have to do all of their due diligence before they get into contract with us.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, to contract with us, um, they're um, bonus money is non-refundable.
Right. Okay.
All right, and then you know, and then you want your salesperson to update the team on a daily basis on how the deals are going, and then decide, whether or not to lower the price or keep it the same. Typically, if we're not, if we blast out a deal and we don't have it sold within 3 days, we'll reduce the price and blast it out again.
3 days? Yeah, that's a good number because I found that most hot deals are going like in the first day.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Yep. So yeah, and yeah, sometimes sometimes you might have a weekend, like if you blast it out over the weekend and it's like a holiday weekend or something, you don't get much activity.
Yeah, nobody's checking their email. Do you do a text message blast as well, or just email?
Oh, the text message is only to VIP buyers.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And then yeah, so let me see here, daily. Yeah, and yeah, so you update, and then you figure out, do we need a reblast? Do we need to lower the price? If you lower the price, once already, and you still haven't found a buyer, you know, yeah. So now, by this time you're now like 6-7 days into it, and if your option period is 10 days, this will be the time for you to see if you can renegotiate the price down.
Okay.
Well, let's say on the 7th day we renegotiate the price down and the seller won't budge. We won't terminate the contract just yet. We'll try it again on the 10th day that our option is expiring and see if we can get the price down. And if we still can't get the price down at that time, that's when we let it go.
I see. Okay. So yeah, that's an area where I should be getting better because following up and just always trying to, I guess, get the numbers to be better to create a win-win, really, for everybody.
Right.
Yeah,
and yeah, because if you don't get it low enough for you to be able to sell it, it doesn't do anybody.
Right. Any good. Yeah.
So, all right, and then the salesperson is the one to coordinate schedule with the title companies and stuff. The cool thing about these MLS properties is that most of the time you don't have all the title issues that you have when you're dealing directly with homeowners.
I see.
I mean, you still do, but it's not as bad. It's not some like crazy stuff. But yeah. So so that's pretty much it. The all the steps to it and how it breaks down.
Can I just come back up to the top and I just make sure I got it all pretty much absorbed?
Yeah.
So, one, we got that. Okay. So now after the VA, now do you make offers on every home that's in our criteria that fits that between 200,000 and so every one of them? Make sure you submit an offer. Okay, and then
hold on real quick. The key is to don't overanalyze. You like all of them get an offer, and it's all calculated based on the pictures that you see. You don't want to spend too much time overanalyzing. It's too early.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Okay. Now pre-screen leads and lead processing. So now when the email comes back, I should probably have a separate email for all of these deals. Now when the email comes back, and based on that email, the virtual assistant is going to determine Okay, so no, we pre-screen and then send offers. So
Yeah, so pre-screen here is looking at the pictures and see, is it
okay.
hot, like is it good condition, okay condition, or bad condition?
Oh, send the offer. Got it. All right. And then accepting the offer and counter offer. Okay, that's where I'm at then. I'm accepting and counter. So now, once you send the offer, they're going to reply back or counter or whatever. The virtual
Right,
assistant can handle that. That's all done through email.
right,
Okay. Analyze the counters. Virtual assistant tells me it's hot or not. Okay, so once we get any type of communication, we find out if it's hot or not, and then within 1 hour, if it's hot or not, okay, then analyze a hot lead. If it's hot, then that should come to me. And then, okay, then I'll go ahead and see if that's a deal. Now, when I determine the deal, that's when I'll basically have comps run numbers and make sure this price that we agreed to, I think I can sell it at over.
right. Yeah, so the comps actually already happens here at the analyzing counters.
Okay.
And then, yeah, but so, well, the VA runs the comps here, and here you run the comps to see, making sure that, your numbers and the VA's numbers match up and you agree. Yeah.
And I send that. I say that's a deal. Let's get it done. Recontract. Got it. Okay, great. I got it, Tim. Cool.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll send you this mind map as well, so that way you have it. Did you download that software yet? The Xmind software yet?
Yes, I have. Absolutely.
All right, awesome. Okay. Any other questions?
Not on this specific topic. I'm gonna implement. Oh, yeah, I have a question. It's not on this topic. So are we done with this?
Yes.
Topic?
Yeah.
Okay. So now, I got a couple questions, but one question just came to mind is time management and how I should structure my day to, okay, should I be calling all the wholesalers, time block and do that at a certain time? Should I be making MLS offers at a certain time? Should I be, doing another task at another time, like doing make sure the landlord leads are being taken care of. I want to kind of generally have an idea how you time management and use your time effectively.
Yeah. Yeah. So the contacting wholesalers, I guess it kind of works like this. So making offers can be done off hours, like non-business hours.
Right.
So you can do it in the evening time. You can do it first thing in the morning. You can do it like the times when you don't really have to be on the phone, because it's all, just submitting online. And then, the wholesalers is something similar to that. Typically, with a lot of these if I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, if you're gonna need to call them, then you want to block out time that it's a good time to call. And so you have activities that don't require phone calls.
Right.
You will you will do those activities at a time when it's low, like early in the morning. People might not be awake yet. They might not pick up their phone, blah blah blah. And then from if generally speaking, late morning, afternoon is it's a good time to call people if you have call activities. But time blocking, like you said, block out time when that's all you're gonna do is call wholesalers. Another block out time, all you do is making offers. And then in between that, you're gonna have deals that you have to analyze. So you have block time, and at the same time you have flexibility, right? So let's say if in the middle of in the middle of your calling wholesalers, a deal come in and it's a hot lead, then you can pause your calling and work on the lead and try to get in a contract, right? So yeah, that's that basically that's how you can do it. As far as me, so like my VA that sends out the offers, she does it like early in the morning, first thing. So by the time that my VA that makes calls comes into work, he's already getting offers back through his email that he can then now, if he needs to call the agent, he could do that.
I see.
So that's how I kind of space it out. But you can do the same thing for yourself.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah.
And then and I guess on just a regular day, what is your day like?
Well, so for me, my most what I do is I manage the team. I don't actually I don't I don't make these offers. I don't go look at these properties unless I'm doing it for education purpose.
Okay.
That's the only time when I go out to a property. That's the only time when I go to a closing. But yeah, I'm more, I'm like a owner, manager, overseeing the process. But if you look at like the major time killers, are selling the property is a major time killer. So the sooner, the sooner you can outsource that, the better.
Oh yes.
Going to look at the property, that's another major time killer. So when you have a salesperson that do that, you can have them take over that for you, so that way the salesperson can also go do the inspecting of the property. So technically they can take over from number 7 on. Like you can give your salesperson more responsibility. So that way you as the acquisition person, most of the work that you do is in office, overseeing everything. But yeah, like whenever you have an activity that takes up a lot of time, those are some of the first activities that you want to outsource.
Okay.
The way I do it is if they take up my time or they take up my energy, those are the two things. So yeah, that I'll outsource. So that way, I don't have to waste my time or my energy there.
Right.
Okay. And so that's how you look at it. Definitely time block, and then in the beginning here, you do everything, but as you get going, close on some deals, have some money, then the activities that takes up a lot of times, those are the first activities you're going to outsource.
Got it. Cool. Okay, great. So, all right. Now, I do have some other questions that I have waiting for us to talk. So now, my first question is autoresponders. And after I got a lead, and maybe and this doesn't necessarily have to be MLS. We can say I have like a for sale by owner or a buyer, and then I put the lead into Freedom Soft, and then I put them into my get response autoresponder. I want to ask, okay, how many autoresponders should I have to respond to sellers, okay, and buyers and follow-ups, all of that, like customer service, all of that is a part of your company to build the business. How many should I have, and what should they say, my autoresponders?
Yeah, I actually don't use autoresponders.
Okay.
I have my staff call them directly.
Good. Okay, I see. Okay. So just follow. Now, how many times, I guess then in that instance, should I touch a person, or until they just say, hey, I don't want to
Yeah. So so it depends on how hot of a lead it is. You know, if they say, well, yeah, if it's not a hot lead, like they say, well, you know, I'm not interested in selling. We'll call those people once a month. But you know, if it's a hot lead, we'll call them every day. If it's a warm lead, you know, we'll call them like once a week. Um, you know, so it depends on how hot that lead is.
I see. I see. Got it. Got it. Okay. Okay. And then, so my next question is Freedom Soft. Now you say you don't really have an auto reply. I mean, auto responder. So therefore, that kind of wipes out this question. But I was going to ask, do you have like when your leads come in on Freedom Soft, that they have an auto reply for text messages and stuff like that, or you can send an automatic text message reply. Do you use any of those? And if
No,
so, okay, okay, great. All right, great. So yeah, now I wanted to ask about that, and so those were my two main things because I've been doing a lot with Freedom Soft and just over the last week. So just trying to really learn that.
right.
Want to get your opinion on those things.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I would, you know, the follow up is definitely important. So if you do set up any autoresponder, you know, I would say set it up like you know like 7 days after they after you've talked to them, but during that first 7 days, it should just be live calls.
Okay, okay, okay.
Uh, yeah, and you know, you can you can also, as far as like what to put into those autoresponders, yeah, you can just send them your your offer amount, and then just reminding them, it's like, hey, you know, I'm still interested in your house. Yeah, you know, you know, for yeah, for this amount, you're ready to, you know, you're ready to sell, we can close, you know, as soon as you're ready, you know. But yeah, the what you say is less important than how often you say it.
Okay, okay.
Right. So yeah, like if all you do is set up your autoresponder to say the exact same thing every, you know, every single month, say, hey, we're still interested in buying your house, give us a
Right.
call. Yeah, you know, that yeah, that's, you know, that'll be enough, really. You don't need all the fancy language, and you don't really need like all the relationship building. um
I see. Okay.
yeah, those are more for retail stuff. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Great. Great. All right. And then, so, I always like to ask, is, you know, if you were me, what would you do if you were me? As far as where I'm at, where kind of where we've gotten. Uh, what would you the best advice you say or action plan for the week or whatever?
Right.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, as far as like action plan for the week, you know, contacting wholesale deals. You know, if I were you, I still like refer back to basically this flow here. Okay.
want make
Um,
sure you're doing all of that correctly.
yeah. So you know, so let's get some wholesale deals going, get some offers out. You know, so focus
Now we
on.
about to start getting some deals, man.
Yeah, well, so the deals are gonna, you know, well, some of the deals are gonna come from these wholesale deals that you're gonna be reaching out.
Okay.
Some of these deals gonna come from your MLS offers, you know, and even for sell by owners. And then so once you get that going, then you're gonna expand into direct mail. You know, but yeah, getting deals is not magic. It's just consistently doing it.
Right, right. Absolutely. I agree. I agree. And I actually use Zillow search for sale by owners, the
Uh-huh.
one that you explained on that big group.
Right.
So yeah, no, I still use it. I had that filter set up and it's working.
That's good. Yeah.
So and then my by owner daily leads or whatever. So yeah.
Yeah. Have you done a text blast to those for sale by owner list?
No, I don't know basically what to do.
Okay. Yeah. 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 Okay. So that's definitely you need to do that this week. So so you're gonna load it up into FreedomSoft. Okay. And you want to do it like 1 month at a time so that way you're not bombarded with too many leads.
Okay.
All right. So let's say you can focus on let's say you're gonna focus. What are we now? We are in July. So so focus on the ones back in January of 2017 first. Um, you're gonna do January 1st, and then February, and then March, April, May, June, July, and then you're gonna go. And then once you're done with that, you're gonna go back to July of 2016, August 16, and so on. Okay.
Okay. And what am I doing this on?
The FreedomSoft system.
Okay. On FreedomSoft. I see. I see. Oh, and this is how I'm a blast every month. I see. Okay, I got it.
Yeah. No, what I mean is you don't have to wait each month to blast, but each time that you blast, you only blast 1 month at a time.
Okay. 1 month at a time. 1 month at a time. So, hold on. 1 month at a time. Also, my leads for that month, for January, I guess 2017, I only blast that one, those leads.
Yeah. So let's say let's say today you're gonna blast to January of 2017.
Okay.
Okay, and then let's assume that you're able to process everything, between today and tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
So then on Wednesday you're gonna blast out to February 2017.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Okay.
Right. Yeah, and you're not gonna have a lot at this point. Because the most you can go back is only 90 days. So
Right.
you're actually gonna focus in on like probably May, maybe April, May, June, and July.
Now, where should I be extracting these for sale by owner leads from?
The by owner daily, you have to log into their website.
Yeah, no, I'm logged in. They send me emails. I just try to make sure we were on the same page. Okay.
Yeah.
So no, they send me the emails with the phone numbers and
No,
then
no, not the email. The login on their website.
Okay. And then just basically extract all of those leads.
Yeah, you can export it and download it.
Okay, and download them in the FreedomSoft.
Yeah.
And okay, and call it the month or whatever we're doing.
Right.
So
Yeah, you can do Fist Bowl, April 2017.
okay, and
Okay.
then
When you add it to FreedomSoft, in the FreedomSoft system, you're gonna have to classify it as a buyer. Okay. But don't worry about it. Like, we don't care how it's classified because we're gonna blast to it. But that's just the way that's just how the way that you can input it in.
I see. Yeah, we're gonna classify it as a buyer because that's how we can send the text messages.
Right.
I see. Okay, got it. And then cool. Makes sense. And so
Yeah.
I just for sale by owner buyers.
Right. Yeah, and when you text them is basically all you say is hi, I'm contacting you about your house for sale. Is it still available?
Okay.
So the first text is just simply for them to say yes or no.
Okay.
If they say yes, boom, you get yourself a lead, right? Then then you can do a follow-up text, and you can do a follow-up text and say I'm an investor. Are you open to receiving a cash offer from an investor? And then if they say yes, boom, you have yourself a more motivated seller lead.
Right. Okay.
Because by saying that you're an investor, like now in their mind, they're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna have to, give some discounts, right?
Right.
Because yeah, there will be people that once they hear that you're an investor, like, no, I'm I'm looking to sell at retail. I'm not trying to discount it.
Okay. Great.
Then they're not motivated sellers.
Okay. Awesome. Got it.
Right. And so if they answer yes to both of those questions, then you get on the phone with them, and proceed with the deal like normal.
Okay. All right. Great. Yeah. Perfect.
And there's gonna be some of these for sell by owners that are also wholesalers. So when that's the case, then you build relationship with them as a wholesaler like normal.
Okay. Great. Okay. Got it. All right. For sale by owners, MLS offers and wholesalers.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So whenever you feel lost, like don't know what you need to focus in for the week, make sure you refer back to this mind map.
Okay. Got it. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Buy owner daily. Good. Yeah. You can, I guess, put Zillow. I'll have somebody to screw up my Zillow leads. I gotta get some.
So all of the Zillow leads are also in by owner daily as well.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Well then, yeah, I don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like by owner daily, they get leads from Craigslist, from Zillow, from like for sale by owners.com, like different websites like that have for sale by owners.
Will you show me real quickly what you were saying? Will you go on my owner daily and do like a January or March or something?
Yeah, hold on.
Because I've only used them sparingly. Let's see.
Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right, so I'm logged in right now, and and then once you go here, then you can click on listings to you should see something like this.
Okay, I see. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so you select the last 3 months, right? So let's say April 31st, 2017. Yeah. Okay, let me just go ahead. There we go. Okay. And since you're texting, you want everyone with a phone number. You don't care if it has a do not call or whatever. You don't care about that. Okay. Let's say I'm gonna select the Houston area. And then I can click on download. It'll download it. If I just want to see results, it'll show me all the results right here.
Okay.
So in my case, there's a total of 627 matches.
Oh, dang, that's a lot of potential leads right there.
Yeah, exactly. And you want to make sure that like every month, because this website, they only keep the data for 90 days.
Okay.
So every month you want to make sure that you have a virtual assistant that log in and download the data for the month. So that way, when it goes past the 90 days, you still have a copy of it. You understand?
Yes.
So like for us, I've been subscribed to this website for over 10 years.
Wow.
So we have for sale by owners for years. But I mean, when it gets too old, you don't like once it goes past a year, you don't need it anymore. You can delete them.
Wow. Okay. Got it. I see. Perfect. All right.
All right. Anything else?
No, I think that's it for today. I got all my questions answered, and I got clarity on what I can do with buy on the daily wholesalers and MLS officers. So I'm just gonna go implement all of that this week and give you a report back next week.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, and then as you implement them, if you have any questions, just shoot me a text and we'll go from there.
Cool. Perfect. Okay, great.
All right, buddy.
All right. Thanks a lot, Tim.
All right, you're welcome. Talk to you later. Thanks.
See you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You too. Have a good day.